In order to evade the police, the drug lord actually put on an oxygen mask and hid in an iron box, mixing it in with other boxes containing seafood. Then people outside sprayed cold water into the truck compartment, causing it to freeze. When the truck passed through the border checkpoint, the staff wanted to open the boxes for a thorough inspection. However, all the boxes were frozen together, and the temperature inside was extremely low. They didn't think anyone could be hiding inside, so they let the truck go. In this way, the drug dealers successfully escaped. When they arrived at the destination, several subordinates quickly broke the ice. But when they opened the box, they found that the man's body had already frozen stiff. The subordinate immediately ordered someone to find a doctor and then carried the man into the house to keep him warm. After the doctor came and brewed a bowl of medicinal soup for him, the man soon woke up. Seeing that the man's condition had stabilized, the subordinate finally felt relieved. The reason the man was so desperate was that his ex-girlfriend, in order to get back at him, had kidnapped his child who was in the country. In order to protect his child, the man had no choice but to risk his life and return to the country. After finding out where his ex-girlfriend was hiding, the man immediately took his subordinate and went there. At that time, the ex-girlfriend was still fast asleep. The subordinate directly rushed in, quickly killed her, and rescued the child. However, as they were leaving, they encountered a police car on the way. The police immediately noticed something suspicious about the car and turned around to pursue them. Faced with the police blockade, the subordinate drove to a remote countryside. But because he was not familiar with the road conditions, he accidentally came to a dead end. The two of them had no choice but to enter a house. The subordinate wanted to use the child as a hostage, but the man refused. So he kept throwing grenades at the police and told them that he had already taken the child as a hostage. At this time, the man could only helplessly protect his own child. However, by the next day, the subordinate had completely gone mad, constantly throwing grenades to provoke the police. At this point, the subordinate no longer listened to the man's orders and insisted on using the child as a hostage. The child's mother was crying and begging for them to spare the child. At this time, the man also came to his senses. He deliberately said that he wanted to fight the police to the death. The moment he took the handgun, he shot and killed the subordinate. Then he opened the door, came out with his hands up and surrendered. In this way, the legendary drug lord came to an end.